never walk this road, then you can talk shit. Gambling with my life, but I refuse to go for nonsense. This the life I chose, this all I know, ain't many options. About to tell the truth, I make the rules like I'm Fleece Johnson.
I want to tell y'all about a story. Everybody want to, who's Fleece Johnson? What is he about? What he done, this and that. And I done been telling y'all different segments, certain things I experienced and encountered while I was in penitentiary. Let me tell you this one. I'm up there turning up stuff down Eddyville. You know, y'all already know I tore up the lecture room in the days of Martha Lane Collins. Yeah, I can hold this up as documented because she came to the penitentiary. And the Cure Jones said it cost $650,000 per the damage. You know, that's how much I be tearing up. So they at Eddyville prison said they tired of it. So we tired of him tearing up all our stuff. So Frankfurt, the Department of Correction, down at North Point, built a destructive-proof cell for me.
You already talked about that.
They built that cell for me, put me in there naked. Nothing. No blankets, no mattress, no drawers, no toilet paper, no toothbrush, no nothing. And so I tell them every day, man, why y'all got me living like this? Can I get a mattress? Can I get a sheet? Can I get a blanket? They ignore me. I said, I know. I said, I know what y'all want to see, man. Y'all want me to see if I can turn this cell up. I heard y'all had it special built. Everything was bolted to the floor. Big old steel plate over the door with little peepholes in the window. Everything. It was messed up, and then when they bring me food, it'll be in a paper cup, paper plate, stuff like that. So summer went, 4 months went by, 5 months, 6 months, I'm still naked. Naked. Ain't caused no trouble. Ain't did nothing deserving of this. Then wintertime sets in. So I'm sitting in there now. My whole body turned to white ash look. White ash all over my body. Let me complete it. I want to tell this the magnitude of it. You know, cause I even though I discussed this before, not in this depth, I want you to feel me on this. And then I said, okay. I laid on the bed, concrete. The whole bed is made out of solid concrete. And I lay down on it. And I'm in there smiling to myself, laughing. Some nurse peeked through the door. I couldn't stand her. She was a big white nurse with big fingers. Oh, let me tell you about this. This same nurse. So she said, Mr. Johnson. I said, what? Do you know where you at? I said, yeah, I know where I'm at. Why? She said, I see you in there laughing and all that stuff. She didn't understand that I could take my mind, put it on something joyful, and the joy would override the pain. I did that a lot, but I had one encounter with this white woman. I want to tell you about it. I'm going to keep it real with you. You know, it's something that's shameful, but I'm going to tell you, right? One day, I got tired. Before I tore that place up, I said, man, I need something to work with. They got me in this destructive-proof cells. I need something to start prying into the brick and stuff. So I went into the forensic lightning, and I beat it until I loosened some screws up there, and they was like in 6-inch screws. The great big fat ones went through there. So I put them between my fingers, like I had 3 of them. Fold my fingers up there, and they had them sticking out like this. I could use this as weapons, man. This is dope. 6 inches of big fat screws. And so then I said, well, I'm gonna try them. I'm gonna try them. They brought me my dinner tray. So I said, here's how I'm gonna do it. I said, I'm gonna start lighting them up, cause I ain't did nothing yet, and they been hearing about all the stuff I did at Eddyville. They want to see if I'm that tough, right? So I said, I'm getting ready to stop all this foolishness, cause I ain't gonna freeze to death in this cell, man. So Gore come through. So I took them big old screws, some big 6-inch screws. And I said, hey, punk. And I dropped them in the sink. The sink was made out of steel. And when it hit the sink, it made that noise. Now, he knows I ain't supposed to have nothing in there to make noise like that. So he said, you got a weapon in there? I said, what do you think, punk? You know. So he said, I'll be back. So I know they coming back. So I said, I can't let him find these screws. You know, this is going to be my groundbreaker. Get me up. I'm going to pick a hole through this whole wall. All I need is something to dig with, and I dig until I create a hole. That's how I bust through stuff. And so I heard some noise, and I peeked through the crack of my door. I could see all the way down the hall, they suiting up. That's a term we use in prison when guards put on the heat. They get ready to ride for you. They getting their billy clubs and they putting on all their stuff, you know. So now I got to get rid of the screws. So I took the baggie that was on my paper tray, and I put the screws in there and wrapped that around bag, folded around the screws real good, especially around the needle part. So I had 3 of them big 16 screws in there, right? So I, dumbass as I am, I said I got to keep these screws because they keep running in here. I got to have a weapon to fight back. So I kingsted them. That means stuck them up my ass. All 3 inches of them 6-inch screws, so here they come in my cell. So I thought it was gonna be a little walk in and walk out. If you don't find the screws, they gonna walk out, right? So they came in there and said, turn around and be handcuffed. So I turned around, let them handcuff me. They opened my door, come in there. So they got me up, standing up against the wall. They said, what was it? And the guard said, well, I heard something hit this metal, and it had to be metal. Metal on metal. He said, I know what I heard. So they searched the cell. You know, like I said, my bed is made out of solid concrete, so there ain't no looking under the bed. It's concrete come from the floor. So it's an easy search. They said, well, we don't see it in there, so they went out and looked in the halls, you know, in case I threw it under the door or something. But one of them lieutenants, a little nasty racist, he said, you know what? I bet I know what them screws is at. And they said, where? He said, you ever tried looking up his butt? I told him and looked at him real nasty, right? Like, I dare you, you know. And they said, what about it, Johnson? Is that where they at? I said, is that where what's at? He said, the screw. I said, man, go to hell, man. Go on somewhere, man. I didn't have no screws. He made it up. He said, I ain't making nothing up. I know what I heard. God damn it. You know, excuse my French, but I mean, that's how he talked to me. So they say, well, let me call the warden. So it was the one that shot me, a little fat, nasty one. He gave them permission to dig up my butt, right? So they said, bend over. I said, man, I'm not bending over. They said, bend him over, so we wrestling. I can't wrestle too much because these is screws up in my ass, man. I can't do too much moving my legs and stuff because Them things got points on them. You know, it got points on them. It turn my ass open, man. So I lay still. So they say, bend him over. They got me in a dog style position, man. They say, grab his knee, his legs, fold him up. They say, and then one of them was choking me, man. I'm already handcuffed from behind the back, and my feet is handcuffed. So I just lay still right there, man. I'm dog style, butt cocked up in the air. This nurse, I can't stand her to this day, man. Like I said, she got them big old fingers. She looked like, I don't even know if she's a woman. I swear I can't even say she's a woman for real, man. Not to me, man. She took and put on some gloves, and then I tried to throw my little bluff out. I said, I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. Let one of you try it. All that stuff. She wasn't hearing all that, bro. She took some cream and put it on them big old fingers of her. I'm talking about those fingers. I mean, man, hey, look, she smacked it and cracked my butt. I said, man, don't you do this, right? So she went in, and when she went in, she did her fingers like that, spread them open. Man, had me gapped open like that, man. And you talking about embarrassment? Cause when she pulled one of them out, she pulled one screw. They didn't come out all, and the bag dissolved inside of me or something. The screws was just in a single. So when she pulled one out, and they had this on camera, videoed it, and she pulled the first screw out and went. A guard said, "What was that?" See, that came up out of him. So, man, she went back in me and pried her fingers open like that to stretch my stuff open, man. I almost cried, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Man, I was so ashamed. You hear me? And she went and she got the other one. And she dropped it on the bed. Hey, look, I can't talk about this no more. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Man, I'll tell you, man, it was
It's
one
more though.
One more left in there. So I'm trying to, I call myself trying to squeeze the muscle inside my butt, man. You ain't going back up in me like that, man. She said, my lubricant tube. I said, man, come on, please, don't do me like this, man. I tried to talk to her, right? I said, come on, man, please don't do me like this, man. And she said, hold still, Mr. Johnson. I said, come on now, man. Look, y'all already got two out of me. Why don't y'all just step out and let me sit on the toilet? Now, the lieutenant said, no, we're not going to do that. That's a weapon. Get it out of me. She said, hold still, and she smacked my ass cheek. I said, boy, I'm going to get her. And she went in my butt and did her fingers like that again. Spread myself. Man, I almost died, man. I just sat there. I was so ashamed, man. I couldn't even get up. Matter of fact.
Did she get the third one out?
Yeah, she got it out. And as soon as she got it out, she looked at it for a while and went. She said, there it is. She said, that's it. And she took her gloves off and stuff. She said, you'll be all right, Mr. Johnson. Can you walk? Now, remember I said she kept putting lubricant up my butt, right? Mm-hmm. So, I'm still handcuffed and leg shackled. So they turned all the guards. We got everything. So now it's time for them to evacuate my cell. So they leave one by one. One guard, he was holding my handcuffs, right? The other ones was leaving. So when they all stepped out, he let go of the handcuffs, and then he stepped out and the door shut. Now, I got to walk up to the door and bend down and let them take the handcuffs off, and then they'll pop the bottom thing and take out the leg shackle. So I try to act like I had an attitude, right? I stand up, mean ass attitude. I'm tough shit. I'm cussing. I said, man, I'm telling you, I'm gonna get everybody involved in this. And I took a step. Every time I take a step, all that grease and stuff was still up in my crack, right? So when I took a step, it went, and I stopped. I said, man, shit. They said, come on up here, let us take the handcuffs out. I said, man, took another step. I said, man, I can't do this, man. They said, do you want the handcuffs out for you, boy? So I took a couple of more steps. They took them off for me, man, but I will never forget that. Ever. That's it.
What kind of cups you got over there?
Oh. This is what we on, hustle spirit.
Yeah.
Hey, it's insulated cup, man. I'm talking about insulated. It's fire. And what I like about it most, not only that it's insulated, but the straw is stainless steel. So you can't get no better than that. And this is what I represent. I'm a warrior.
That's right.
Well, I don't know what I was when she took the screws out of my butt. But, I like to think I survived it, so I must be something, right?
Well, we want to say thank you to everybody for joining in again. And again, we appreciate Anton Daniels for coming in town, interviewing Fleece.
Right.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, Anton, the brown ass, buddy.
Once they see the interview, they'll know what you mean. We'll holler.
Holla.